Hello. Thought I wasn't going to quite make it in front of the camera in time. I just realised I'd left the curtain open that lets all the light upstairs. So, happy World Book Day for anybody who's been doing book events or just appreciating books today. I didn't do anything bookish particularly. I'm just trying to think, what did I do? I had an errands kind of day actually, but I was also preparing for a school event I'm doing tomorrow because there's a school that are doing a whole World Book Week, and I'm the author of the day for tomorrow. So I've got a World Book Day booking, that was hard to say, at school in Sheffield, so that's going to be nice. So tonight I'm going to go over my planning for that because I just can't stop preparing for stuff like that. I think I'm one of those people that will just keep going over and over and over something until it's time to actually do it, to make sure that I'm perfect, even though I think I know the assembly off by heart because I practiced it a lot this week. So I'll be doing that. I've got a little list. I've just been drafting up my phone, a little list of admin tasks that I need to do. I've got an email to send. I feel like there's something else. It'll come to me. I've written it down on my phone, most of it anyway. So sadly, probably not much reading tonight. I do want to read a bit of Amelia Fang if I get time, because I've been reading Isadora Moon to my son and he absolutely loves them. So I want to read a bit of Amelia and figure out, I think that these might be pitched slightly older. I don't think he's probably quite ready for them, but I thought I'd just read the first maybe 20 or 30 pages if I've got time, so that when I'm reading, if I do read, it will be to do a bit of Amelia Fang deep dive and research. I'm not really reading much at the moment, which I'm sad about because there's so many books on my TBR that I want to read, but I have read a book for Blurb Request actually this week, which is really good, called Exit Stage Death by Ava Eldred. She wrote a book called The Boy Band Murder Mystery that came out a few years ago, and I really thought was great fun and really enjoyed. And this is not a follow-up to that book, but it's her next book. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I actually think I liked it even more than Boy Band Murder Mystery. So writing a blurb for that is another thing I need to do tonight. So yeah, we had a little person dressed as Mog in my house, Mog the cat, today. The costume did not last all day because it was really warm in this part of the UK, and I think it would have been like wearing a furnace, to be honest, wearing a Mog onesie. So luckily I sent a backup outfit as well. Yeah, I didn't dress up this year because I wasn't doing anything. I dress up if I'm doing a school visit on World Book Day. I'm not doing tomorrow because nobody else will be dressed up, and I think it might be a bit extra, although sometimes the kids think I'm dressed up anyway because I tend to wear one of my sort of spooky dresses. So they tend to be like, oh, Wednesday Addams. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Okay, let's talk to the people in the comments and then maybe go and do sprint. Before I do that, actually, I'll certainly do 2 sprints of 40 minutes with a little chat in between. And depending how tired I am, I will try and do a third. But because I've got an event tomorrow, I feel like I might not. We'll see how we go, because I like to get an early night. I'm traveling quite early tomorrow morning too for that. Hello, Stephen. I know I said good morning. What is happening to me? I think it's because my assemblies are going around my head, and I start off that by saying good morning. That's the only explanation I can give. Ooh, what have you been reading, Stephen? Hello. I like a cheerful greeting. If I said that in the correct accent, I hope I did. Ooh, The Last Garden in England. I haven't heard of that. Is it good? Hello. Oh, I saw so many cute costumes when I dropped my son off at school today. There were some really creative ones. I saw a Zog with the red dragon head on that I quite liked. Apparently there was some Isadora Moons I was looking at, but I didn't see any. Because that's probably our current favourite character in my house at the moment. Hello. And hello. So let me know in the comments what you are reading. One thing I am reading, actually, I tell a lie, I'm reading an audiobook right now. And it's a Stephen King one. What is it called? I want to say Finders Keepers because that's the name of Holly Gibney's agency in it, but it's called If It Bleeds, and it's one of his books that I don't know whether to call them short stories or novellas. It's one of Stephen King's sort of compilation books. So it's interesting. One of them I really enjoyed. The second one less so. It's dystopia, and I'm not a big fan of bleak dystopia, and there's a touch of the bleak of that one. But I'm really enjoying the one based around the Finders Keepers Detective Agency with Holly Gibney in charge of it. It's really good, and that one actually is called If It Bleeds, I think. It did start with something that made my toes curl a little bit because, without spoiling it, it's stuff to do with kids I'm not good with, but it hasn't dwelled on that. It was just kind of to highlight how awful a character was, I think, and then moving on. Cool, that's an author I'm going to have to check out because I don't think I've heard of the book or the author. Excellent. Ooh, The Great Derangement. That is a good title. What is that? Is that horror? Oh, awesome. I bet that took a little while. My son's teacher today said that one year she had to take a car in for a meeting. She was dressed as the Cat in the Hat and kind of forgot about it, and she walked in like full Cat in the Hat mode. And I think that the people in the car garage were a bit surprised. I've done that before where, what was I dressed up as? One year I'd got something on my head for one of the, might have been Pudsey Barriers. I've done things like that, walked around the shopping centre after school wearing ears and various hats and things. Oh, nice. I hear you're enjoying the Sherlock Holmeses. It's a while since I've read any. I went through, non-fiction. Okay, I'm going to look that up. I really like the title. Yeah, I read a lot of Sherlock Holmes when I was a teenager, and then briefly when I was watching the Sherlock TV show, I dived into a couple more, but yeah, I haven't since then. So it's probably, I don't want to think how many years that is, a lot of years ago. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go through my list. Somebody just asked me for something from work from my diary too, so I need to go and retrieve my diary and figure out the answers to their question. So I will pop a 40-minute timer on. So I'm going to be zipping about all over the place to begin with, and then hopefully I'll settle down and actually do some work. So I'll see you in 40 minutes. Let me know in the comments what you are getting up to, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye. Hello, I'm just going to pause a kitty. I was actually prepared that time. Normally, I look at the time and think, oh, I've got absolutely ages left. And then the kitty makes me jump. That sprint was really good. So I've got most of the admin things ticked off. I do need to write a blurb for that exit stage death book that I was talking about that was really good. So I haven't done that yet. I think I'll start that in the next sprint. But I managed to send an email, reply to a message on Teams, and go through my 2 workshops in the assembly I'm doing tomorrow, and I'm super happy with them. I was getting to the point where I kind of knew them off by heart, and even though the presentation was in front of me, so I can use that as a reference if I need to, it's nice. I always feel more comfortable when I know like my little like connecting phrases that I'm going to say and things that just will put me a bit at ease, because when I'm doing public speaking, I don't know about you, but I always get really nervous when I first start, and then when I get into it, I'm absolutely fine. So I feel like if I'm really confident, at least, especially in the beginning part and in the presentation, the assembly is always the most nerve-wracking because that tends to be the biggest number of people I speak to. And sometimes there's no way to project my voice, so I have to kind of speak quite loudly and remind myself to do that. So yeah, that's the bit that I'm doing first, so it's quite good that I can get that out of the way. But I always really enjoy them. When I do them, I just get nervous to start with. I'm not sure, did something happen with the tech, or was that about something I said? I'm sorry, I can't remember, Stephen, what we're talking about there. Hello. So in the next sprint, I'm going to work through my list. Let me have a look. So definitely need to do the blurb because I said I'd do that today. I'm probably a little bit late. I think we were maybe expecting that earlier in the day, but I still think we're on today, aren't we? Oh, this counts as getting it done today. Please tell me it does. So I've done that. So the only thing I haven't done is my socials for today. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm trying to post on social media every day because I'm kind of in a phase of testing out what works, what seems to get good engagement, trying different types of post out, and I'm enjoying it, but it is time consuming. And if I'm busy, I find that I just don't have time to put the content together, basically. So, oh, amazing. Oh my goodness. Can you, I don't know, are we friends on social media, Kaiser? Can you send me pictures or maybe just describe them in great detail so we can live vicariously? Beignets are sort of like the New Orleans version of donuts. And they just, oh, they're so good. They're like fried powdery sugar covered perfection. And they do them at Disney, but they just don't taste the same. I'm saying that I haven't had them at US Disney, Paris Disney, they don't taste the same. You can get them from Cafe du Monde in New Orleans, and they're so good. So good, Kaiser. I'm jealous. Yeah, so let us know how they go and if you've got any tips because I still haven't made them. I'm scared of frying stuff. I'm really scared of hot fat. I feel like I might burn myself, so I've not actually ever made them. Oh, I find that with non-fiction sometimes. Are you finding it just a bit dense? Because I'm trying to think, what non-fiction did I try reading? There was something I put down recently, only a couple of chapters in, just because it read too academic. I like non-fiction if it almost reads like narrative, that if it's sort of somebody telling you a story, like I absolutely love Don't Call It a Cult. Oh my goodness, so good. If you're interested in cults, it's about the Nixium cult, which is quite shockingly recent and involved a lot of high profile figures like Alison Mack from Smallville. And it's done so well, and it's written in such an engaging style. And 2 of the actresses from One Tree Hill, maybe more, I don't know, but I've read 2 of them. Bethany Joy Lenz wrote Dinner for Vampires, and Hilary Burton Morgan, I think her name is, wrote a couple of really good nonfiction books that I have inhaled recently, both written really, really well and about very interesting different subjects. Did I see them? I'm so bad on TikTok. I'm gonna have to have a look through my list, Kaiser. I'm sorry if I missed it. I try and catch up, but sometimes I get so many notifications, they just disappear off the bottom of the screen, and I'm so tech not savvy, I don't know how to get them back. I'm really sorry if I didn't reply. If I did reply and I've instantly forgotten, also sorry. I feel like my brain can only compute so much. Perfectly valid use of an evening. Possibly. Can I trust you, Kaiser? I feel like I probably can. I don't know. I've never been given food at events. They're probably the nicest thing. I don't expect to be given anything, obviously, and I don't, need it or require it, but occasionally I am given stuff, and Somebody once showed me the Gur Arg from Buffy, the little monster who's at the end of Buffy episodes, and that was just, I nearly cried when I opened it. Look, I opened it after the event because I just sat there like, oh, this is so sweet. So the jury's out on that one, Kaiser. Please don't be offended if I don't. Food is a bit of a weird thing, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I don't that often eat food made by other people. I do. I love Kendara Blake. She's so lovely. I try and interview her whenever a new book comes out. And we always do about an hour-long interview, and then invariably we chat for about 2 additional hours as well. She is the most down-to-earth, amazingly nice person, and she really loves Buffy and loves the same kind of films and TV that I do. So I read, oh gosh, I'm so tired that I can't even put sentences together. What is happening? Anna Dressed in Blood. That's the book I'm trying to remember. Such a good horror about ghosts, if you're looking for one. I read it when it came out, so probably 11 or 12 years ago, over 10 years ago. And I was just obsessed. And I was like, this book is just one of the best things I've ever read. And then fast forward 10 years and actually know Kendara. It's really weird sometimes how these things work. I really hope I get to do an event with her at some point, because it would just be so much fun. I think like the event would probably last about 3 hours. We just won't be able to stop talking. So yes. And Kaiser, does that mean that are you local? Please let me know who you are, because quite often I'll be trying to talk to somebody on an event and I know them by the handle, and then I don't actually realise who they are until after the fact. And also I'm horrible at face to name to profile recognition, and my husband is a lot better. So if I ever don't recognise somebody at an event, please don't think that I'm some big-headed person. I'm just a person who has, I don't think I have face blindness, but I'm really, really bad at recognising people, even if I've met you before. Like, I might not remember. So, I've already seen that. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, definite double struggle if it's not your first language, and it doesn't make it fun, does it? Some classics, I've been the same, where I quite often read classics on my Kindle because I like making the text kind of as big as I can. And if I'm clicking every other word to find out what it means, you just can't follow the narrative flow at all. No. Oh, honestly, it makes me so sad because I've been there. Like, all my point horror books just disappeared in a house move, and I don't know whether they disappeared because my mum and dad, like, didn't want them anymore and didn't realize they were important. Yeah, I had so many of them and I ended up buying them all again. I'm really lucky I managed to find them, and that I just chipped away at it. And I bought them at a point, I was really lucky that they only cost like a couple of pounds each. I think point horrors now, probably 10 years on, are a bit more expensive, and some are really expensive. Like The Bride, my friend was telling me, like, it's quite not, like mega valuable, like I'm going to retire off the back of it or anything, but more than I would want to pay for a point horror. So I'm pleased I got it before then. But yeah, it's gutting. I love the fact that things like Power Rangers are coming back. Like, some kids, the Nathan who was playing with at Softplay, I think it was, and they were just saying how there's new Power Rangers and stuff, which I need to dig up for him to watch, because I was obsessed with Power Rangers. I really liked the Green Ranger, who seems to think went evil at one point. And that's obviously a type that I always went for, not in real life, but in fiction, I definitely veer towards the kind of morally grey / downright evil characters. Okay, let's do another sprint. I'm getting pretty tired and incoherent, so I'll definitely do this one, but I'll see after it how I get on, whether I can manage another one. So I'm going to write the blurb for Ava Eldred's book, and then I'm going to do a bit of plotting on my new book. I don't know how I do this myself. I'm working on 2 different books at the moment, and neither of them are YA. That I'd like to write both of them. Why can't I not get my words out? Both of them this year. Thank you, brain. Finally catching up. My plan is to write 3 books this year. I've just about finished editing The Own the Night, which comes out in September. I've got probably 1 or 2 like quick checks of it to do, and then that's it. It's done. So I feel like now I can hit the ground running. I love that. I really love that as a trope. Like, I loved it in Buffy, although it absolutely ripped my heart to shreds with Angel. That's so interesting. I'm going to have to look into the whole story of that, because I think, did he turn to a different... I feel like you're going to be able to help me with this. I'm sure he turned to a different colour Power Ranger at one point, like a white Power Ranger or something. Like, there was a white and gold suit. Do I remember that? I think sometimes I invent these things in my brain. Yeah, that's interesting. I also remember, do you remember Captain Planet, anybody? They were quite similar to Power Rangers in that they had powers, that they came together and, and joined forces, but it was a program about when there were fears in the 90s. The big thing was the ozone layer, and holes in the ozone layer was kind of the big concern, I think, before I really knew about climate change. And it was about protecting the environment, and it was a very like teachery kind of show, like that, quite didactic. It sort of was teaching kids about looking after the environment, and it was just really wholesome. I really liked it. I'm sure it hasn't aged well and it's really cheesy now, but the song, I won't sing it to you, but it went, Captain Planet, he's a hero, gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side. That was it. I think they joined their powers together and it made Captain Planet, and he fought the baddies who were polluting the earth. Oh, see, I remember green and white. I don't remember anything else. And maybe I only watched it for a fleeting period. I think it would have been in the 90s. Oh, Kwame, it's coming back to me. I bought a DVD of it when I was teaching year two years and years ago, and I showed it to them and they liked it. But as I was watching it, I was like, I can see how this isn't quite what I remembered. I think modern kids' TV shows are really different. The most similar things I can find are things like Spidey and His Amazing Friends, like the young Spider-Man has that vibe of every episode is about, like, learning to ask for help or learning to be kind to people and learning to control your anger in the case of Hulk. And it's really sweet. I love stuff like that kind of has a thinly veiled, wholesome message and is actually really aimed at kids. That's definitely my... Okay, yeah, see, this is it. I only watched the original, I mean, possibly not even the original, I don't know, but the one that I thought was like the only Power Rangers back in the day. The TV show, me and my brother were obsessed, loved it. I seem to remember there being a pink, a yellow, was there a black, and then a green, maybe a red too. I feel like my brother had a red Power Rangers outfit. And I wasn't, I don't know, for whatever reason, I wasn't that into the girl characters. I think that the green one was my favorite. Maybe I just liked him being evil. Okay, I don't think I've watched that. I need to dig that up if it's appropriate for kids, because I'm trying to kind of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That is it. Oh my gosh, you've just unlocked a memory for me there. Thank you. I'm gonna have to find it, because sometimes I try and show my son like the 90s version of stuff. Like we watched some DuckTales, which he quite enjoyed. And then other things, like I'm like, okay, let's just go modern version, because whatever. Like, I don't think he's ready for like the Spider-Man movies yet, but certainly the kids' TV show is a really nice introduction to it. Okay, enough 90s talk. It's one of my subjects. I feel like if you get me onto 90s TV shows, I'm just away. It's not quite as bad as if you got me the subject to Buffy and Scream, but yeah, 90s TV shows probably next. Yes, I don't remember Blue. I'm sure I agree with you. Is it pronounced you old? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yeah, definitely red, pink, yellow, black, and green. I remember. I don't remember Blue. I'm gonna have to look this up now and see the cast. I can remember Kimberly was the Pink Ranger, so maybe she did resonate in some way. Okay, I am going to set the timer for another sprint. So I'll see you. Hello. Sorry, there's 90s music playing in the background. I don't know whether you can hear it. Kev can't find the controller to mute. Okay, we're sorted. So that was a productive sprint. I've got everything sorted for the visit. I did a little bit of work. I kind of jumped between my 2 works in progress because I'm plotting both of them out. I've started writing both of them just to try out the voice and stuff, but I haven't done that much. I've done more on one than the other, so I just had a couple of ideas for them, so I just let the ideas run. And then I packed my bag for school for tomorrow. I'm just looking around me, is there anything I've forgotten to pack? So I think I need to sign off once I've said goodbye to everyone in the comments, because I think I need to do stuff like make sure my clothes are ironed for tomorrow and stuff, and just get myself a nice early night, because I've got to get up really early in the morning. See, I've never seen Aliens or Children, so I think I was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that like none of that passed me by. Oh, I'm not sure whether that's relating to your early message, Stephen. Hello, I'm sorry, I'm just about to sign off for the night and go and get some sleep. Ooh, exciting. I hope they turn out well. Let us know next time we're on. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you. I normally would do an extra sprint, but I'm just really tired and I need to make sure that I'm on it to talk to school tomorrow, and be really alert. I mean, to be honest, I think even if I was tired, the adrenaline would kick in, but I think I always like to be rested when I've got an event, if I can be. It's no guarantee when you've got a young person in the house, but okay. So thank you for coming on, everyone. It's been lovely to chat to you and to get some productivity done. I'm hoping that by this time next week, I'll say that I'm stuck into writing. Probably one of the projects I'm veering towards more than the other might be a little bit less complex, and I think I'm ready to write it. So hopefully by this time next week, I'll be saying, oh yeah, I've nearly I've not nearly finished, but I've got well stuck into this new project. This is not a rabbit hole that I've ever been down, but I feel like I need to look it up because I don't really know. I can only vaguely remember faces of them, so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether I'd seen them in anything else. Good night. Nice chatting to you. I will hopefully catch you on the next sprint. I'm trying to do Thursdays or Fridays, just whatever fits in with what's going on, although I'm not here next Thursday or Friday, I've just remembered. So I might try and do a sprint on Wednesday. So look out for it. I'll post about it. And hopefully I'll see you there. Bye.